Welcome to the Wedding Business Growth Coach podcast, a podcast dedicated to sharing everything you need in bite-sized episodes to set up your wedding business for success and get your diary fully booked, full of those dream wedding clients. You're here with me, Jen Maynard, Wedding Business Growth Coach and founder of the Boho Bride Guide wedding blog and supplier directory. Each episode is full of value and structured around my wedding business anchor fundamentals framework to give you straightforward, step-by-step activities to put in place into your business that will position yourself as the go-to wedding supplier within your specialism. Let's go! Hello and welcome to this episode where we'll be talking more about your wedding niche and why you maybe not be attracting your dream wedding clients. So in this episode, we're going to look into more detail around my first element of the wedding business anchor fundamentals framework, which is the attract stage. And we're going to be looking at why it is so important to really clarify and pinpoint who you serve as a wedding business. We're going to be looking at a bit more detail around the sort of human sociology around niching down and why that works in society. What happens when we are not clear on our niche and who we serve? We're going to look at when we do nail our niche, what opportunities become available to us. And we're going to end with a step-by-step activity from myself on how to get clear or start to get clear if you've just started out on who you serve. Let's go. In society, we as humans are instinctively attracted to others that we can relate to, that we feel comfortable with, and that we feel that they get us, that they've got the same ethos around living life, and that we ultimately feel safe with. And this is our unconscious bias really working subconsciously to keep ourselves safe from harm. And because back in the day when we were using our primitive brains more frequently to keep us safe from woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tigers, that's what ultimately our unconscious bias is there to do. We like to be surrounded by people that we can relate to. Another sort of psychology element to what works with niching down is around how our brains work. So when you think about it, our brains have to process so much content on literally a momentary basis that our brain has to categorize and sort of make assumptions and prejudgments of situations, of people, of dangers potentially, again, to ultimately keep ourselves safe. And so if we aren't clear about what kind of category or where we can slot people, our brains don't necessarily like it. It's not like a quick fix that they can go, right, you put in there kind of thing. And how does this sort of convert over to when people are making decisions around their wedding day? And so when you think about it, our wedding clients do exactly this. And so when they're browsing our online content, right from that first split second, when they initially discover you, they are looking at your feed, at your online content and subconsciously thinking, do I like this wedding supplier? Are they trustworthy? Are they going to deliver that wedding day that I really aspire for? Are they going to sort of offer a top quality product or service? And are they going to create the aesthetic that I'm looking for my wedding day? Can I afford this wedding supplier? Or more importantly, do I want to afford this wedding supplier? And are they an expert within their wedding specialism? And so when marketing our businesses online and selecting our niche, our specialism, we need to make sure that all our content, in person and online, our prospective wedding clients' decision making is made super easy because it's really clear on who you serve and what you are an expert in. And so they can quickly decide whether you are or whether you aren't for them. But if you're not clear on who your wedding niche is, if you're sort of that, I can do that. Oh yeah. Oh, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can do that. Unfortunately, as how our brains work, that ultimately, starts questioning whether you are an expert within one specialism or whether you just do lots of different things, which actually most of us can do a lot of things. But when it comes to, becoming that expert within a specific arena in the wedding world and positioning yourself as that go-to wedding supplier, we need to be clear on what we are amazing at and what we specialize in. So when we're thinking about this, if we get it right, this enables so much and actually makes our lives so much easier as a wedding supplier. So when you think about it, by knowing who we serve, we make content creation so much more easy, so much more refined, and you can add masses of free value through your blogs and through your online social media content for those prospective wedding clients. So they can, whenever they have a query or they want clarity on anything, they can pop onto your website and you have literally answered the exact question that they were thinking about, because you know who you serve, you know what their pain points are, you know what their wedding day desires are. So this makes your life super simple when creating content to sort of attract your dream wedding client to then ultimately inquire about your services on your website. It enables you to create content that overcomes potential objections to working with you. So if you know who your target wedding audience is, you can create content that addresses those queries, those questions that they will have, that because you know them, because you know what they're going to ask, so they can literally overcome all of those potential objections even before picking up the phone to you. This inadvertently then increases your level of warm leads that then pick up the phone, and by the time they are picking up the phone, they have addressed all of their queries around working with you, and it's literally, are you available on this date? Can you provide this? And sign on the dotted kind of thing. By knowing who you serve and creating the content for it, you can then create a ecosystem of products and services that are really tailored to your target wedding audience, because you know exactly what they're looking for. Now, there's a few real benefits to this. Firstly, it really streamlines the purchasing process for prospective wedding clients. So they can pop onto your website, they can clearly see what packages you've created, and that will really align with what they're looking for, because you know what they're looking for, because you've really specified who you serve. There's another massive benefit to knowing who you serve, and this is all around your product ecosystem. And by creating packages that really are tailored to that, you can move away from doing those bespoke packages where you are starting from scratch each time, and actually, it causing you much more time, taking much more time, taking up your energy, taking up your headspace, and ultimately minimizing your profits, because you're spending a lot more time and energy creating bespoke packages for prospective clients that actually they might not even sign on the dotted. But if they do, and you have to create these packages, you want to minimize as much as possible the work in it on your part, so you can therefore maximize your profits. So lots of benefits to nailing your niche, and I hope that has made it a little bit clearer around the importance around spending that time to develop as a wedding business and clarify really who you serve and get confident at knowing your niche and surprising and delighting that specific niche of clientele. But if you're just starting out or you're looking to reconfirm what type of niche you serve, I've got a little activity for you. So this is all around looking at if you're not sure who you serve, let's clarify who you don't want to serve. So I want you to grab a notepad and pen, or a Google Doc if you're online, and set aside 10 minutes for this next activity. I want you to finish the following sentence 8 times. And this is for you to start to get clear on who you do not want to attract. This will then ultimately help you decide who you do want to attract. So the first part of the sentence is, I do not want to attract couples who. And on the page, I want you to write this out 8 times. I do not want to attract couples who. Now, I've got a few examples for you just to get the idea through. So, example 1, if you're a wedding florist, I do not want to attract couples who do not have any regard for the environment and their wedding planning decisions. Or maybe if you're a photographer, I do not want to attract couples who want a traditional stage photos with no candid or in the moment photography. And that is for photographers that specialize in that candid and reportage type of photography. Or how about, I do not want to attract couples who are planning a DIY wedding where they are looking to do it all themselves and no done for you service. Now, this might be for a wedding planner that specializes within completing the whole planning and up to the wedding day and beyond. So just a few ideas for you. But once you've had a go at that, I would love to hear how you get on. So I love to hang out on Instagram. So I'm at the Wedding Business Growth Coach. Send me a DM and let me know how you got on with that activity. Sending lots of love, and I will see you next time. Take care.
Download your free Who Do You Serve activity pack that takes you through the step-by-step activities to focus in on your niche and position yourself as the go-to wedding supplier within your specialism. Download it today following the link in the podcast show notes, or visit my website weddingbusinessgrowthcoach.com/biz-resources. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and took away some wedding business building value. Make sure you subscribe to the Wedding Business Growth Coach podcast to ensure you get notified every time a new episode goes live. See you next time.